It's a little bit like bullying, like it might be fun for the one party. What the hell is happening in there? Vanilla has lost all plot.
If you pulled up your pants,
Fine.
nobody needs to see that.
Builder's bum.
Welcome to our channel. In this sort of vlog we will take you along with us as we sail down the Mediterranean coast of Spain.
Come on, put your vest on.
Don't turn away from me.
Good
Wait.
boy. Now you can go play if you want.
If you want, you can let out a little bit. So after 2.5 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks in port, in the marina, in Port Camargue, we have now sailed a few days and we actually made our way to Spain.
Woohoo!
Yes, we have crew that we enslaved on the steering wheel.
There you go.
Because I mean, using the autopilot.
Okay, I'm filming Pete, and then you put your arm just in front of his face, so it's like there's Pete. Okay.
So we have enslaved our crew to steer the boat because we don't want wear and tear on our autopilot. And now we have a lovely sail a little bit further into Spain. I don't know, La Scala is our destination today. Because there is quite some thunderstorm in the air. We had already a thunderstorm 2 days back. Luckily we're in a marina, we got like crazy rain and 40 knots of wind and thunderstorm over our head.
And hail.
And hail, like this. No, it's okay, I think it's... We got the whole show here. And yeah, now we're gonna go to La Scala, which should be protected, but there's also a marina which we can tuck in if needed later. And then we continue the day after tomorrow towards Barcelona.
Yay!
That's our update.
Good update.
And now we have a lovely 50 knots of wind, and we're doing 6.5 knots. We would be faster, but we have a coral reef growing on our boat after 2 weeks in the marina, so terrible.
Me, I'm not the B-roll.
You are the B-roll.
I'm not the B-roll.
Kai is the B-roll.
Kai is the B-roll. Babe?
Yeah?
I would have filmed that tag if you pulled up your pants.
Fine.
Nobody needs to see that.
Oh, that could be it. You can put the topic is builder's bum.
You built his bum, yes.
And it would get million hits.
Yeah. Thumbnail.
Is builder's bum acceptable while sailing?
You haven't understood. You have
It's
to.
never acceptable.
Sexy Greek man.
Yeah. Hairy butt crack. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
come on.
I didn't have
Million
that.
hits.
Alright, we'll
No
take your
question.
word for it, Pete. I trust you. Sorry guys, it's Pete's fault.
What the hell is happening in there?
I don't know.
Are you wearing a hat? Yeah, it's a bit rough out here. We have 23 knots and we are in Barcelona, or we're leaving Barcelona to the north. We dropped up our crew and we are going. So I just flew the drone. I mean, there's a swell. We had seen it earlier of around 1 meter and something out there. That's why we're in this lagoon in La Rapita. But now I flew the drone. It doesn't look too spectacular, but then I saw the waves sort of peeling along this estuary and I was like, maybe it's good. Oh, I think they're dying away very quickly. So I thought, why are we carrying this surfboard for over 2 years? Haven't used it only in northern Spain, my little precious. So perhaps the one place in Europe where you can go surfing from the boat is this place here. So I'm gonna try it.
One place in the Med.
In the Med.
Yeah.
So I just need to swim over there or paddle, go around, and probably the waves are tiny like that. But I get some practice.
You already did some wing foiling today as well.
Yeah, half an hour.
Yeah.
And I was tired. And I was
Yeah,
afraid.
but it was also quite intense then.
No, I wasn't.
But okay, but there were a lot of boats going back and forth and stuff.
For me it was quite intense. My fitness is dying. Anyway, let's see.
Okay, time to go.
Bye.
Are you tired already?
My surfing was a huge disappointment. I basically paddled to shore and was tired already, and the waves were and while I was paddling the wind turned 180 and it got quite strong. So the waves got really messed up and were actually smaller than anticipated. And we were hoping all day that the wind will die and we will have a calm night, and now it's like blowing 16, 18 knots and it's quite rocking, but it's not too bad. But yeah, a bit annoying. Nothing really seems to work out. But yeah, apparently that is the best protected anchorage in the area, so that tells you a lot of how poor the anchorage is here.
Anyway, so our camera is slowly falling apart, and if you want to continue watching these videos, we really need some sponsorship now, because we are really running out of money and the camera is falling apart and
we are falling apart.
We're falling apart. At least if somebody can get us a good discount on a new vlogging camera or something like that, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you.
Probably everybody's happy. Oh, finally they will stop.
But they could just not watch it.
No, anyway,
Which they kind of are, but anyway.
The decision to go coastal had met quite a few reasons. Like, also the alternative is the Balearics, which are also not too fun. Like, it's also swelly, the wind is not too constant. I guess
and
it's
incredibly crowded.
Yeah, I guess it's just the entire Med is a bit of a mess with the wind. And we also your parents wanted to visit us, I want to visit my grandma, and we thought, why not explore this coast as well? But
it's also easier to pick up and drop off crew.
Yeah, exactly.
And we actually also managed to see some friends, surprise on the way. So all that wouldn't have happened.
No, so but wind-wise, like, you not only have short windows of wind, but you also have time-wise as well. The wind seems to change every 8 to 12 hours, like 90 degrees or 180. You have swell coming from other weather systems. You have limited base in the area, and if you move along the shore, you also have mountains that sort of mess up the wind. So anyway, so we have to pay quite a few harbors. That's why we decided to take crew again, so we share a little bit the cost, because otherwise we will go bankrupt before we even reach Gibraltar.
Also, so far, it's only been a joy to have crew on board.
Yes.
We've been really lucky. Everybody has been so wonderful, and it's been really fun as well.
And it helps us as well because, you know, we are getting old and grumpy. We have forgotten to appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. I mean, you probably have noticed in the videos that we just are maybe a bit too grumpy about it all.
And it's also you become
used to it.
It becomes your everyday life, and
like
then
a
you
routine,
forget
you know.
how amazing it is. And I think that goes for everybody,
Probably.
no matter what you're doing in life.
So yeah, having crew, it's nice because you see their joy. You know, you can their excitement and yeah. So you get excited as well.
Yeah.
Or you actually prevent somebody from doing the mistake and doing what we do. I think that might happen as well. You know, everyone has this idea that it's like the great freedom, I buy sailboat, I do whatever I want. No.
No, you always.
Unless you find some perfect route, most of the times you're just gonna do exactly what the wind wants you to do in the weather.
You are really just like your new boss is the wind, and it's quite a temperamental, ever-changing, not very consistent boss. We're disturbing the peace, Kai. It's just foam. Well, at least he's entertained.
What are you reading?
100 Years of Solitude.
Uh-oh. Pernilla did a lot of shopping and she takes forever to put everything away, impairing our actual time of departure.
Oh, okay, sure. And what?
Well, I got very productive today. I went to the hardware store and bought some spatulas to clean the boat so we're faster again because we have a little coral reef. Then I bought a Vodafone data card for 10 euros. So we spend more money than we make. And what else did I buy? And I bought a memory card for also 10 euros. And it seems to be working.
That's why the camera is not working.
Yeah, because yesterday the camera was doing some weird thing saying the memory card isn't good. Panic. And where are we now?
We are in Castello something.
Castello. Very big commercial harbor. We came in here yesterday.
I haven't actually seen a Castello.
No,
never mind.
it's very weird town, but nice,
It's
sort
very
of. And the harbor is big. We were called by the traffic control yesterday because there was a ship going out. They were worried that we're gonna hit them, but we didn't.
No. Big dory man is a huge threat.
Yeah.
We actually had lots of. Oh, we also have more beans.
And now, yeah, Pernilla has lost all plot about what we have or not in the boat, and she just buys and buys and buys.
Come and film this then. Come and show. This is the extra storage, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to remember
There's also a
what
storm
is in
sail
here or not. Yeah.
And coffee. And
Coffee, tin
gherkin.
tomatoes. We still have some of the delicious chutney from our friends.
I think we need to stop buying food for a while. Because we have food everywhere.
No.
Food.
Is life. Food is life.
we are in a race again. I think we are losing. But yeah, sailing is fun again. We are sailing today to Valencia, hopefully. We will be on that speed, we will be there at 10 o'clock, probably 10:30, because we will have to tack. But the seas are calm, the sun is shining. As you see, okay, I have cut my hair and I'm also cold. It's getting colder.
It's a disaster under there.
It's a disaster, I'm nearly bald. But it's also getting a bit chillier at nights and in the shade. So I really enjoy that. Yeah. It's a 39 footer, so yes, it will be faster. And we have a coral reef growing, so. But
Okay, good luck.
we fought them off for 2 hours. So we made it to Morina. That's just 5 miles off Calpe. Basically, we were anchored there 2 years ago when we crossed to Ibiza from here. And it's quite nice. There's some moorings which are questionable here. We are touched extra with a rope. But it's nice. Pernille with our crew member are going to shore to Orca, and I'm gonna clean up a bit. We caught a little fish today.
Even though Leo said we weren't gonna fish anymore.
Yeah, but I put
like all of a half a second.
a month at least. And I put the smallest lure and we use all of it.
Yeah.
And we have here some sashimi, sushi. Bon appetit. Look at the view. We made it to Calpe. We've been here before looking for engine oil.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and what was it? 15 September.
So 2 years and 10 days ago.
Yeah. We are late. Jeez Louise. We are sailing to Gibraltar today, and it also will be our last sail in the Med. So that's it for Mediterranean adventures from us. Going back to the Atlantic and back or through the infamous Orca territory. If you have followed our channel, you know that we have been in the area before. That was about 2 years ago when we came into the Med. Already then orcas were a problem, and we had our own little experience with them. We luckily only got like a visit, and I think because we were following a coastal approach and we only sailed very carefully, and during daytime hours we followed already their pattern and their sort of reported attacks, so we hung out in a few places. For a bit longer, so we kind of skipped them, but we got a visit, or we highly believe so, because at the spot then there was an attack at the same time to another boat, so we got away with it. Our friends that were also sort of following down, one got a longer visit, lost their rudder, and the others got away with just a longer visit and big stress. Today things haven't changed much. There is a bit more information on how to avoid them better. There's an app to follow their pattern. There is now the recommendation we already were following to stay coastal in very shallow waters. There is a few guidelines to follow if you do get attacked, like stop the boat and so on. You can all find that online. The most important approach is always to plan ahead, take your time, and don't rush anything. Again, staying coastal, following their migration pattern. Like now in autumn they move north, they go towards Biscay. They sort of follow the tuna. So if you want to transit Gibraltar, it's probably best to wait until they have moved. So at the time being, most of them are further north on the Portuguese or Spanish north and Spanish coast. But they seem to be a bit scattered. There seem to be a few groups of them, so they're not all together. And one of them, there have been some sightings a week ago off the Morocco coast without just a sighting, no attack or anything. So that makes us a bit nervous, unfortunately. The one thing that I really don't like is that on most forecasts you exit the Strait of Gibraltar with quite strong winds, so because it's funneled through the easterly, so if you get attacked in 30-35 knots of wind, there's a little procedure you can follow. You're basically in their mercy.
At their mercy.
We're always at somebody's mercy. Now we are wind mercy. So yeah, we will have to make some precautions and some procedures to be followed in case of an attack. But I think the best procedure to be followed is allow yourself time, and if you are in doubt, maybe just don't go out there, because if they come, there's little you can do.
What we're gonna do is just safety. We can't prevent them. If they come, they come.
Yeah, you have it. They don't always destroy your rudder, but if you stop the boat and you're quiet and you lower your sails, if you have time to do that, because if it's 35 knots and you suffer on a rudder failure on the first blow, I mean, that's it. Obviously we are all a little bit stressed by the orcas, and some are quite mad at the orcas and so on. Obviously it's not a great situation to be in, but after all we have to remember it's their home, their rights. We are just the guest. But what is also has become quite clear the scientists say, they know what they're doing, but they don't do it to hurt us. It's most likely it's sort of a play. Well, is it play if it's a little bit like bullying? Like it might be fun for the one party, but is it play for the other? Anyway, they don't do it to kill us or to harm us, because it has never happened. But it's not nice. But they play for whatever reasons, and it might stop again. And it seems that attacks or interactions have decreased a little bit in my view, and because people have adapted to this new reality. We will learn how to deal with that as well. Don't get mad at the animals. It's just what it is. You know it. You should know about it before you go into this. Take the risk or not. Prepare. Take your time and mitigate, and then it's not that bad.
Hopefully.
I mean, if you you can always think. And
stay tuned and see if we change our minds.
Exactly. There are three outcomes. Either we make it to the Canaries, or we make it to a boatyard with a broken rudder, or then four outcomes, let's not talk about. Or fourth, we sink and have to be rescued.
You only mentioned three.
Yeah, the fourth we don't mention. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next ones. I think hopefully they will be a bit more exciting and a bit more useful. So in the next one we will...
You say that all the time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we're boring, okay. But it might change in the future, when we...